Hey, what's up, people? Piz out here, and my month-long October Halloween-a-thon keeps on rolling, and today I'm going to bring you guys my review of Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers, which was released just 1 year after the successful Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, which was #1 at the box office for 2 weeks in a row, and seemingly put the Halloween franchise back on the map, which Halloween 5 abruptly and effectively removed yet again. They wanted to cash in on the success of Halloween 4, and Halloween 5 was rushed into production. Halloween 5 finds Michael Myers surviving being just blasted asunder and into a well, and dynamite being dropped into the well after him. He floats down a river. A mountain man, although correct me if I'm wrong, are there even mountains in Illinois? Finds Michael Myers, takes Michael Myers into his ramshackle shack where he keeps him in this sort of comatose state for a whole year, taking care of him. Michael Myers wakes up close to Halloween, and to show his gratitude for the mountain man's generosity, he immediately kills him, then returns to the streets of Haddonfield to stalk yet again his niece, Jamie Lloyd, played by Danielle Harris, who is traumatized from the events of Halloween 4. She is mute, and she is staying in some sort of children's facility. And yeah, all sorts of hijinks ensue from there. And as I said, Halloween 5 was rushed into production to cash in on the success of Halloween 4. And the movie feels very, very rushed. It feels like an incomplete film based on an incomplete screenplay. And I could sit here and just pick the movie apart piece by piece, because there are problems with this film on literally every level, from the screenplay, the casting, some questionable choices by the director. The mask looks awful. There's the subplot with the guy in black with the thorn tattoo on his wrist that's just not explained at all. There's the two bumbling, stumbling sheriff's deputies who, whenever they're on screen, they're accompanied by this circus music a la Last House on the Left. There's the character of Tina in the film, which is maybe one of, if not the most hated characters by horror fans in all of horror history. Ellie Cornell's character, which was Jamie's foster sister from Part 4. A fan favorite is killed within the first 15 minutes of the movie. She's stabbed in the shoulder with a pair of scissors, dead. They sold the movie as, you know, this was going to be Michael Myers unmasked. If you want to see Michael Myers unmasked, here it is. He does take his mask off for a few seconds, though it's in the shadows and you can't see a daggone thing. Donald Pleasance is back, though he seems very wary. He seems to just sort of sleepwalk throughout the movie. The part where he's hitting Michael Myers with a 2x4 and he's going, Michael, Michael, oh, Michael. Just hilarious. Yes, I could just take and pick apart this movie piece by piece. It's a bad film on all levels. It's a bad film on all levels. But I'm not, you know, I mean, like I said, it was rushed. Very, very rushed. The screenplay, I'm sure, needed a lot of work. They had they had a release date before they had a film, and they were just working to get the movie out by that release date and didn't really care about the quality of the film as opposed to just getting it out in time for Halloween to cash in. And even Mustafa Akkad has admitted, too soon, too rushed. Should have at least been a year between the two, but you know, they get them dollar signs in their eyes and they wanted to cash in. Some things that I do like about Halloween 5, really I think the biggest thing I like about Halloween 5 is just the overall mood of the film. It's dark, it's bleak, there's a dread in the film. And I think that can be attributed to the director, Dominic Athena Gerard. He gives it sort of a European flavor, which I'm not sure if he'd seen any of the other Halloween films. If he did, I'm not sure it registered to him sort of what made those films successful or what made those films work. He really brought his own thing to it. The continuity between Halloween 4 and Halloween 5 is just so off. The Michael Myers house is now this sort of big maze-like mansion. And like I said, the mask. Michael Myers, although he is the most infamous mass murderer in Haddonfield history, he can just walk around in broad daylight. He's like 6'5", 320, and just nobody seems to notice him. It's just an odd movie full of questionable choices. Donald Pleasance is back, though he seems so weary and tired in this film. There's a part toward the end where he's just beating Michael with a 2x4. He's going, Michael, Michael. And he just like beats himself into, he just beats himself, or he beats Michael until he just can't go on anymore. And he just collapses on top of him. I just kind of feel like that's the movie in and of itself. They're just beating Michael to death to try and get every dollar out of him, to the point where they just collapse. And it's just, it's definitely an inferior Halloween film. I think everybody can agree with that. I don't necessarily think it's the worst Halloween film of the series. It's certainly down toward the bottom. But yeah, I don't know. Just, bad characters, bad writing, questionable choice of director, questionable decisions as far as filmmaking decisions. Yeah, just not a good movie. One that, doesn't have a whole lot of redeemable qualities. Danielle Harris, like I said, is mute for most of the film running around. Yeah, it's just the kind of movie that, like I said in my previous video about Halloween 4, I used to rent Halloween 4 and Halloween 5 together, so often when I was a kid from my local video store, and I would watch them back to back and just be thoroughly entertained. But it's weird now, when I watch them now, how dissimilar they really are, how closely they were as far as production is concerned, and even similar storyline, but they're just so dissimilar in style and substance, especially. It's weird. It's weird. But yeah, Halloween 5, definitely not the best of the series, but not the worst. Though not a whole lot of redeemable qualities in Halloween 5. Let me know what you guys think of Halloween 5 below. Am I judging it too harshly? Do you guys like it? Do you love it? Is it your favorite of the Halloween series? Let me know in the comments below. Go over to my blog if you haven't already voted, and vote for your favorite Halloween film. If Halloween 5 is your favorite Halloween film, which nobody has voted for it just yet, go ahead and vote. Let your voice be heard. Support it. Defend it. But anyway, that was my review of Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers, which even that subtitle, The Revenge of Michael Myers, is very, yeah, it's almost false advertising, to be perfectly honest. We don't see him unmasked. He doesn't really get revenge. It doesn't seem like he's out seeking revenge, to be perfectly honest. He's just out there looking for Jamie again and killing whoever gets in his way. But anyway, until next time, when I bring you guys my review of Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers, you guys take it easy.